Kia ora. The RMD I chose is a whole reamer with its battery because I always receive them attached together when coming from theaters. Before I even start to clean or touch any RMDs, I need to protect myself by wearing the right and appropriate PPE. So today I'm wearing um, my work uniform, my work shoes, a disposable cap, a disposable gown, a pair of gloves, and a pair of long gloves on top of it, and a face shield. The first part is about cleaning. So first of all, I'll fill up the sink with warm water up to the limits required. Then I put some detergent in it. It is already pre-programmed to have the right amount of detergent in a sink. If there is more chemical, then they could damage the RMDs, and if there is less chemical, then it won't work properly. I then disconnect the battery from the remote. As the water is clean, I'm cleaning first the battery because I can only hand wash it. I don't immerse it into the sink, but I keep it on the surface of the water. Then with a brush, I clean it everywhere to remove any body fluids or blood. And then I rinse it under the tap with warm water, and then I put it in a drying area. Then I clean the reamer. So I put it into the sink. With the brush, I remove any visible blood or body fluids. Then with a long toothbrush, I clean it inside the cannula. I grab a syringe and flush it 3 times inside the cannula after that. Once it's done, I place the reamer on top of the cannulated washer rack to allow the reamer to be washed correctly outside and inside the cannula. And then to dry the battery, I have to remove all my PP and I keep only the small surgical gloves. With a dry low lint towel, I dry it and finish it to remove any visible water with the air gun. The part 2 is about the inspection and packaging. So once I dry the battery, I go in the next room, which is the clean room. I charge the battery on its charger until it's fully charged. Then I took it out as it's not recommended to leave it when it's fully charged. For the reamer, I first check the printout when the washer is finished to make sure that the cycle passed and it was on the instrument cycle and not on continuous cycles. Then I write on the washer log document what was in the washer. Then I use some heat protection gloves to remove the whole reamer from the washer rack, and then I put it on the table for inspection. When cold done, I can easily pick it up without burning my hands and check it for any dirt left, such as blood or bones, for example. After being checked, I put it in the right container for it with the battery. They all have a specific space for them in the container, so it is important to place them correctly to avoid any damage when sterilization, storage, and transportation. I put all the indicators required for this container, such as integrating indicators, the sterilization container label, and close container locks with indicator dots. And then I lock the container. The third part is about the sterilization. So I place the container on the sterilizer trolley. As it is a container, I place it on the bottom of the cap and not on the top to prevent any condensation from dripping from heavy and rigid containers into wrap and sterile instruments. And then I write down all the instrument placed on the cap and ready for the sterilization on the sterilization log. I make sure to fill up everything and write my name as I'm accountable for this load. I stick sterilization indicator label for steam temperature on the container and one on the container on the sterilization log. I also put it in steam indicator strip for steam test. I load the trolley inside the sterilizer and I start the cycle, which lasts just over an hour. When the cycle is finished, I use a long hook stick to take out the cat from the sterilizer. On the other side, as we have a pass-through sterilizer, I check that my container is all intact, and properly sterile by checking all the indicators. I check also that the sterilization indicator label didn't flew in the sterilizer and is still on the container. I take the steam indicator strip with me and I go back in the clean room where I fill up the sterilization log, cycle all the options stating that the cycle passed correctly, and I stick the steam indicator label on it. I take the printout of the sterilizer, circle the correct load, check that the sterilization lasts for at least 4 minutes, as our sterilizer has been programmed for 4 minutes, and signed the printout, and then I'll attach it to the sterilization log. The last part is about the storage. So after the container completely cooled down, I can go in the storage room and place it at its right place. The container can be stored in the storage room for 12 months maximum from the day it had been sterilized. Past this date, it has to go through the checking, packaging, and sterilization process again.